Hello, 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 hello. We don't have an intro for this one. Oh, you're a bit off center there, Gazoo. Ah, better.
Can we make this volume of my... It's a bit
it's not
loud.
It's not that one.
So where is that, please?
It's over here.
It's shouting in my ears.
It's shouting in your ears.
Yeah, it does.
Hopefully I'm not shouting yet.
Is that
No,
better?
no, you sound fine. Now I barely hear anything.
Yeah, is that better?
Yeah, now it's sort of okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
There we go. Debugging live. Welcome to the afternoon, evening debug session, I guess.
Yep. Hello, everyone. It's the first day of May, and apparently we are doing a cooperation today. Yay! Straight from Australia and Sweden all together.
I like that the apparently part makes it as if this wasn't planned for more than like a couple of seconds ago.
Yeah, we just
met up. We were like, hey, should we do this? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a show.
well, just give him a call and see if he's busy or some shit.
In reality, to anyone who's listening, I've been pestering these guys, and they're just a bunch of divas. They're just like, do a show with you again? God.
We already did one in December. Come on.
Exactly. Keep originality here on Slay Radio. That's what you do. It's like 2 shows with Gazoo. That's just, no, it's not what the people want.
So
It is great to be back.
Yeah, LP Chip says, this is a 10-hour show, right? No.
That would be something. I mean, it's like you wouldn't sleep if that would be the case, Gazoo, right?
No, I think with 10 hours we'd be well into my like 8 a.m. and based on the not exceptional sleep I had last night, I'm sure people might see. Unfortunately, the camera has gotten better, so now you might actually be able to see the bags under my eyes.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I know. Look, I'll have a word with the makeup department. We'll sort it out.
Oh yeah.
You have a nice little pillow up there on the shelf, I see.
Yes, totally. Custom bought, not at all prepared minutes before the show. But yeah, I thought I'd throw that up on that pillow. I really like that. You can put all sorts of stuff on it. It's just not very... That logo looks like a second-hand, cheap, tacky Commodore logo. Off-brand Commodore. But really, it's great to be doing a show with you guys again. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being here. It's good fun, always.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, it's not.
It's not the anniversary.
Yeah, I just realized. So I took a while to actually. Why is that phone icon there? I don't even know where that comes from now.
Well,
Jesus.
you did that at one point.
Oh, it's part of the bars there for some reason. Never mind. Let's leave it there. He's on the phone, so let's. Yeah, that's fine.
Calling in from Australia, it's very expensive. Long distance.
Yep, definitely.
I actually prepared like a couple of, I mean, we've talked loosely about what to do in the show, but I actually had like one topic, but I feel like we should save that for like half an hour in. Isn't that what Boz usually does? He does the warm-up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I tend to say that the warm-up for us is 1 hour because we are not as professionals as he is, so...
So give us a few extra. So give us a few extra minutes there.
Yep, but yeah, it's okay. I mean, we are already awake.
Kind
it's
of
1 p.m.
Yeah,
by
coffee.
us. Yep. I already had my big shots today because I woke up with a migraine, which didn't help. But I'm over it now, so it's all right. Now it's it took some time while I felt like human, so I made sure that nothing can ruin these hours, and I had 2 very, very strong espressos, the percolator espresso, not the Nespresso thing, no, that never helps.
Proper real espresso.
Yeah, the percolator is the only one that helps my headache, and I can recommend it to anyone else as well if you have a migraine. It's really cool. But also, I took some headache pills just to make it sure.
What is? I have no idea. What's a percolator?
You don't know that? That's like a very old school coffee maker. It's not a coffee machine. It's a coffee maker. You put it all over like fire or not like gas stove, maybe. Any sort of heat source needs to be under it, and it's made of metal, and you have the water on the bottom. You have the coffee, which is like freshly grinded is the best. By the way, you put it in the middle, and the water will boil up slowly through the coffee to the top part of the percolator. So there's a bottom and there's a top part, and if you look on Google, probably you will find images of percolator. I'm sure that you have seen some in your life. So
probably. I've always connected coffee with migraines, as in too much coffee ends up giving you a headache rather than coffee takes it away again.
No way. I mean, I understand that everyone's body chemistry is different, but I think that this is like, it's probably having that impact on the veins, maybe, that's why. So it makes them a bit wider, so to speak, or something, and then the headache is less painful, at least for me, but maybe for others it doesn't work like that. So I cannot really tell you a universal recipe for fighting this thing. But
could be like me and soda. It's like it went from I took it against headaches, and now I have headaches if I don't take it. That's probably fine.
That's called addiction.
Yeah, classic.
But I love. But on the other hand, what you have with coffee against migraines, that's not addiction. That's healthy.
Yeah. Perfectly normal.
Definitely.
Totally.
Yeah, totally normal.
Indeed. No, not harmful at all to your blood pressure. Well, if you have low blood pressure, then it can help. But
okay.
Yeah, but if you have high, probably not that great idea. Not a lot of it, at least. So healthcare advice, like early in the morning or early in the afternoon or early in the night.
We cover all the bases here on Slay Radio. It's not only healthy to listen to Slay Radio. We give you health advice.
Yeah, free health advice going with the free TCP packets.
Exactly, and the 5G that gives you COVID though, so stay away from that.
Yeah, stay away from that one. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I hope half of the people are already chipped.
Yes. Seeing those videos of people being like, I looked inside a syringe and I found this chip. It's just, and people go to any lengths.
It's fucking insanity. Anywho, Hazel, shall we play a song, maybe?
Yeah, probably we should kickstart this show with some music as well, so everyone wakes up even more, because I think most of our listeners are night owls anyway. I have this feeling. Our first request is LP Chip, who seems to be very active, so that's nice to see. And he added, hello DJs, how about some great Moog and Sid Factory 1? Thank you all, great show, really great, love every minute of it. And yes, this is a pre-show request. We are so glad that you love every minute of our show before it happens.
That you haven't even heard yet. That's perfect.
Yeah, that's absolutely
I like the
great.
Confidence in that.
Yeah.
Thank you for the vote of confidence.
I was also going to say, I'm going to give some healthy advice here and say, like, you really don't want to have the bar that low. Like, you don't feel like you have to do anything in order to like appease you as an audience member. So please keep your applause and like happiness at the end, because otherwise we got to work for it. You got to fight for that low.
And also, hello, have you heard us or seen us before? We are Slay Radio. Your expectations are like way too high here.
Yes. This is like if you're not half in misery while you're listening to the show, so you probably tune into the wrong.
Exactly.
We're not on Slay Radio.
There's a reason why Slaygon's other name is the Dark Lord. So anyway.
Anyway, I need to warn now. It's a warning beforehand. So open your eyes, Z-Duder.
Oh, okay.
Boom, boom. And we're back.
Hi.
Hi.
So,
Hello.
Hello.
hello everyone again. Sorry, I did not have time to say hello on Discord yet. I just did. And Peter asked, what is this ungodly hour broadcast?
Yeah, I know, right? It's in the in the middle of the night or some shit.
Oh my.
It is here. It's like 9:15. And also people walk upside down and hamburgers eat people.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
That is how it works.
Okay.
Nom, nom, nom.
Exactly. Hamburger takes a bite out of you.
In Russia, hamburger eat you.
I kind of guess that some things are upside down in a country where basically you don't, you don't even know if you can go out without seeing snakes or kangaroos or, any other.
And also, how do you actually stick to Earth? Why aren't you falling off?
That's a good question. Look, I'll bring it up at the next Flat Earth Society meeting.
Yeah,
I do have a series of questions, and that one's definitely on the top. And also, why isn't everyone seeing the sun at the same goddamn time?
Yes!
If it was fucking flat. Fuck. People, oh man, it's. I'll tell you what, Slaygon, I liked. Have you seen the Flat Earth documentary that's on Netflix?
Which one? There's a couple, I think.
Okay. It's the one that has what is it? I think Mark Sargent as a big centerpiece. He's like the mayor of Flat Earth Town.
I think I've seen that, yeah.
It's the one that ends with them cutting holes in cardboard and having them offset at the end, and then they lift and shift them in a way where it proves that yes, there is curvature, and they go and then fade to black. And what I was gonna say was, bless that man's heart, bless Mark Sargent, because even though he's a dingbat loony who, make no mistake, is a bit cuckoo, he does admit when they ask what if you're wrong? The interviewer's like, let's say you're proven wrong, or you find evidence and you are convinced, what would you do? And he's at least honest enough that he says yeah, my world would fall apart. I don't think that wouldn't be good for me because I've made a living out of this. This is my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's honest at least.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas if he went I'll conform to the new, what the science found out. It's not a chance.
Yeah, Behind the Curve, Ziduda posted a link to the Netflix thingy.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one, Behind the Curve. I actually met a documentary lady recently on while I was me and my partner were flying in between here in New South Wales, and apparently she directed something called Playing with the Sharks. This lady who's been a shark conservative for decades. It's coming out on Disney Plus, and I asked her what has changed streaming. What's changed for you as a director now that streaming services host these documentaries? Is it easier? Is it harder? And it sounded on almost all accounts nah, it's not different. There's no money in it whatsoever.
Never has been.
Exactly. Never has been, never will be. If anything, it's just a different game in terms of who you approach to sell things.
Yeah.
So what have you two been up to? I caught your show last time. Very good.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, was it?
We were in a bit of
I think it was.
weird mood for that one. Both of us were sleeping until 7:30, half an hour before the show.
Yeah,
still kind of groggy when we started the show. So it was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I can confirm that. I mean, it was we were late because of me. And it is because I literally started to prepare only half hour before. So that's not really good. Lately, I tend to do that, which is not really good. But we had some rough weeks now at work as well. So we needed to cope with everything. And then I fell asleep in the evening. So that's why. So it's all my fault. Blame me, please, everyone.
Nah. LP Chip has a question for you, Gazoo.
Oh, does he? Let me check the chat. He says, can you turn your camera feed into the pixelated image? If I was on PMP, yes, and that segues really nicely into the fact that the deal between me and Slaygon, well, no, let me phrase that another way. The only way that I could force Slaygon to look at PMP is to promise an appearance on this show. That's the deal, right, Slaygon?
Yep, that's the deal. That's the
Exactly.
behind the or the under the table deal kind of thing.
Exactly. This is where I have like a big bag of money and I slide some. Well, no, wrong direction. This direction. There we go.
Oh, sorry, this direction.
Exactly. Wait, you have another bag of money? Who gave you that one?
Well, it's, the one on the other side here.
Exactly. The one that says tractor or like Ableton on it.
Exactly.
You're in bed with all the other DJ softwares. I'm last. I see how it is. But yeah, it's. I'm quite excited because I've been working on this nonsense for a long time, and yeah, Slaygon has himself. I would say you've been a supporter. Definitely been keen to see what's happening, and this seemed like a good opportunity to showcase that. And really, what I need to do next with it is do really short, like 5 to 10 minute videos of like, here's how you play one song, like literally stuff like that. And this would be a good initial showcase for that.
Yeah. So yeah, we've set things up so we can actually see you doing things in PMP. So you can do a live demonstration at some point during the show. And since we can't really talk while we play songs, it's going to be a bit of an ad hoc type thing. But we'll
Just prepare.
Yeah, we'll get through this. It's fine. We're professionals. Don't worry.
Exactly. Get ready for a shit show. It's always garbage when I'm here. That's like, I like that I can pull down the quality. I like reach on like a parasite onto your guys' show and just be like this boil. That's like, this is where you've never seen this before, but you'll see your subscriber count go down on YouTube and mine will go up. Not the same amount though. Like we lose more all round. I'll just get like a few stragglers that like. I gotta see where this train wreck is headed.
Oh my God, I can't listen to this amount of self-confidence that you have. Maybe we should play a song.
Yeah, let's play a song or something.
Yeah, let's. I realized I don't have the browser open. Anyway, the browser is here. There we go. Yeah, I need to put myself together here. So, Chuck 667 says, "Hey, cheers! Can I have Dusty with Delta 2021 Metal Tribute? Thanks and have a nice Saturday." Thank you for your request. You certainly can have it.
Oh wait, it's done now, is it?
Yes, it's done now. It's all done now.
Are we there yet?
Yeah, we are there again on the screen. It
Yes,
appears, at least to me.
Oh, why
but
are you doing that? This is stupid. Why is it doing that?
What is doing
That's
what
better.
Exactly?
Just the...
I'm very close. I'm like extreme close up. Whoa.
Hold on, I'm fixing.
Yes. In the meantime, I will. In the meantime, I thought I could bring up the maybe short topic that I actually want to run by you guys. Are you ready?
Go.
Are you sitting down?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are sitting down.
Okay. It's actually I lied. First, I'm gonna say something, and then comes the question. And
Us
what I'm
too.
gonna say
We lied.
is-
We're standing up.
I love this. Trust has immediately been broken on both sides, just like my therapy sessions. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, we need a new session soon.
So do I. Multiple ones, really. The thing that I wanted to talk about briefly is Tomb Raider. I've been playing that game. I've been playing the new Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Do you guys know or play that game?
I've heard of it.
I stopped. I was playing with Tomb Raider 2 and 3 back in the 90s, but that was it.
Yeah.
So
kind of
since then,
same here.
I didn't, but I loved it back then. So.
Well, I'll keep it brief then, because it wasn't really, I just, as you have probably, unfortunately heard one of my shows as well, I sort of drift in and out of these things that I do. And that game kind of, I guess, rang a bell with me because I like the action set pieces. I like the whole sort of, it's really grown a lot since where it came from. There is one, so anyone out there listening, play that game. It's pretty good. The one pet peeve I have is there's so much content in terms of what the characters can say, and the timing and the rules that they put in to decide when they say something doesn't really work that well. So she'll be like running around and she'll say something like, these temple carvings look like I have to cross that bridge. Like she'll just like override what she's saying mid-sentence. And because they've been so good at recording her on sort of the same like tone and continuity, sometimes it almost sounds like she's supposed to say what she says. Like two sentences will flow together and they weren't ever meant to cross over. And you'll sit there going like, is this really what you wanted to say here at this point? Like, you're not sure if, like, was that a clue? I think the only good thing is the thing that overrides something else is always a direction. It's like, that's the more important thing. It's like where she needs to go or what she needs to do.
Sounds like trust has been broken on multiple levels there.
It has. But here's the thing that I wanted to get to, because I'll circle around to Tomb Raider. Have you guys heard of like hot tub streamers on Twitch? Is this something you guys are familiar
hot
with?
tub stream. They are sitting in a hot tub and they are streaming from there. Okay,
Yep.
I got the logic, I guess, but I haven't seen them yet. Tell us more.
Well, it's basically there. I'll like the summation of it all was there's like hot tub streamers tend to be surprisingly primarily women who in a two-piece will sit there and be like, hey, I'm just chatting. If you subscribe to me, I'll stand up. If you subscribe more, I'll turn around. Yeah, it's very like sexualization basically. And there was a person who tweeted potentially satirical, and I'm going to read the exact tweet. And she basically tweets something like saying, I'm ashamed to say Twitch is a platform that supports lazy females selling their bodies for cash. You are teaching little girls to sell sex because that's what's popular. Make them wear t-shirts and pants. Compete on the same playing field as men. Feminism is equality. Spread the word. And she then kind of moved on to do hot tub Twitch streaming.
Oh.
And I guess the reason, but that's like, to me, that's like hypercritical stuff aside, the topic on a bigger scale, I think, is really interesting. Like, I don't think it's totally unreasonable for people to use whatever assets they have, but I can see it on a like societal level maybe be not a great thing. Like, what do you guys think?
I don't really have an opinion on that. It's like you say, but if you have the assets, why not use it? Use them.
There will be an audience for that, for sure. And as long as there is a need for that, even if they are restricted to broadcast after a while because Twitch thinks that it's bumping into the policy, they will still find a platform for that, I think.
Yeah, at least by then they have kind of gathered their crowd, so to speak, can move them elsewhere, I guess.
Like
totally.
I think according to these things, my philosophy or idea is that if both of the parties are completely fine with that, like the broadcaster thinking of all the consequences that comes with it as well, and the audience feels great and somehow she makes their day better because she is standing up in a hot tub, then who are we to judge this? Like it's like it's another thing if you would do it or wouldn't do it. So that's because you want to think what kind of message you want to convey. So that's another question behind, but there is an audience for sure. As long as there is an audience, there will be a broadcaster for that for sure, and we can look at it from the angle that some feminists might be upset because this is putting the females again as a subject, but I actually don't think that this is the case. I mean, same thing, they have a right to their own bodies. They have also the right to decide to show their bodies.
Exactly.
Like, if they want to show their bodies, then
it's only feminism if you do exactly what we tell you to do. What?
So yeah, for the record, look, I think you really hit the nail on the head on a number of things. Being from Denmark, which was not the first, but among the first countries to like make pornography legal, I'm totally in favor of like, hey, if party A is happy and party B is happy, ultimately between them, whatever, they consent goes. And as you mentioned, Slaygon, it becomes, I see it almost like as a gateway. Like Twitch isn't porn, but it is a gateway into OnlyFans, right? Like they congregate around a hot tub streamer that then becomes something else. I think the one thing I'm concerned about is the same thing you mentioned, Ziona, which is societally, how does that work? Because I would say this sort of stuff is now much more exposed than it ever was, and a lot of kids see YouTube and streamers as a viable career path. And there were these paths before. I think they're just much more prominent today.
Yeah, and easily accessible.
Totally, and I would much rather, and again, this is of course my choice, but if I had kids, I'd be saying to both my son or daughter, if they got into that, it's like, make sure you make long-term smart decisions, because it's arguably a pretty short-term decision in some ways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's one. And also, sorry.
Yeah, there's a point at which you no longer can do that because, well, you've aged enough that now nobody is interested anymore. What do you do then?
I mean, you cannot really say that. I think that aging sometimes doesn't matter. I mean,
sure, but there is a smaller audience for that than there are for younger people.
Most
That's
probably.
Just a fact, I think. And also, I think you brought this up, Gazoo, because you're fishing for subscribers to your OnlyFans page. Are you? Okay.
Obviously.
Just check it. Just check it.
I'll plug that at the end. I thought that was, or can I do it now?
You can do it now. And also, I see that you've come out of the closet behind you. So yeah,
that too. This is actually this isn't my OnlyFans. This is only Lass's fans. That there's like I'm starting I figure why even have a middleman? Just has like gazoocams.com, and then you can watch me in the shower and in bed and like you have different tiers. We're working on it.
Yeah,
okay,
you put a
this
camera
is how
on,
you wanted to promote it. Okay, we get it now.
So like you have Google Glass, so you can follow along wherever you go and that sort of thing. Yeah. Yeah,
exactly.
Sounds great.
See what I do. That's the whole thing. Really, in my opinion, all of it came. There was a full circle thing, and I'll close it now because I know that these deep philosophical discussions aren't necessarily everyone's tastes. But the thing that came to mind for me with Tomb Raider is Tomb Raider used to have, overt sexualization as well. And I actually think it's really interesting to see that the medium has progressed, at least for that particular franchise. Like, they still let you in the latest game play the, very well-endowed version of Lara, but then it's like the pixelated, old, janky polygon well-endowed version of her, which I thought was really cool, because it's like, I don't think that her having, huge breasts is that relevant for the character.
Well, maybe it helps her keep her balance mid-air or something. I don't know, when she jumps. I don't know how that works. It's like
helium balloons.
Like
give that extra float.
Yeah, like a tail on a bird or whatever, kind of guides you through the air. I don't know how that works. Triangle boobs.
Actually, I wanted to add something to the previous topic. If we just can get back to it for a second. What I don't understand in this whole world, that women and men were judged differently by all the centuries that we used to have. So if a woman is showing her body, then she is claimed as a whore or something. But if a man does that, he never was claimed to be as one. So if feminists are upset because of that, why not handle both genders at the same place if they feel like showing themselves? Why do we have to say, why do we have to judge them? Because essentially they are saying that we have the same rights, we should be judged in a similar way. If this is the case, then it should not be a problem, actually. So it goes against the whole idea of judged equally, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I don't understand about that. Because they say on one way that, but women are sexualized that way. But if someone is aware of her own decision and she stands up and she wants to do that, that's her own decision, and she shouldn't be said to be a whore because of that.
That whole thing with the it's her own decision is it gets a bit murky, because there's so much incentive for younger women to get into that. So it's kind of
that aspect is not all the same. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think it's the same for men or boys in this case. There's not enough, not enough. There's not equal amount of incentive for them to go into such things, let's say. So, so it might not actually be as simple as, well, they have a choice. Yeah, sure, but they have been kind of groomed into thinking that that way, perhaps, or something like that. I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, the impact on the society is a whole different question. Yeah. So the only thing that I wanted to highlight here, why judge the genders differently in this way as well? Like we still do, and it's there. So the point is contradicting the whole idea of judging equally them, right? So.
Well, step number 1. Treat everyone as humans.
Yes.
Period.
Yes, I 100% agree with that statement. Yeah. Totally.
Now you need to play a song.
Yeah, I really need to.
Yeah, because I need to go have a pee. I drank so much coffee.
Let's do this then. So, ASDK wants to hear...
Sure, a pee.
A pee. Mm-hmm.
Beep-boo.
Yeah, that's what ambulances sound like in Finland. Beep-boo, beep-boo.
Anyway, ASDK wants to hear Moog and Rubicon Title 98, which is a classic. doesn't matter.
It doesn't
we are again there.
But it would be helpful. Oh, I could hear feedback.
Yeah, we have the feedback coming back. Maybe.
Were you wearing glasses before?
I was. They're right here. I ran so fast, they fell off.
Where do we have the feedback from?
Where do we have what?
The feedback.
From his system, but it's gone now. It's fine.
Okay, that's great to hear. Okay, cool. So,
is there a feedback jar where I can put like $1 in for fucking up? And more importantly, do you guys have a feedback jar that you put $1 in every time you mess up?
Every time when a feedback happens, that would be...
We are rich. Yes, exactly. And yes, we do have one.
Isn't that, I would think that's like the equivalent of the swear jar for an audio like engineer, a feedback jar.
That's good work.
Just to really wring that joke out, really get all out of it. There we go. That's it. That's all I got. Like my writers supplied me with 45 minutes of material, and now I'm just going to sit here and stare.
Well, do your serial killer stare right in the webcam there.
What are you talking about?
There we go. I don't understand.
You a little.
Yeah, from the serial killers, the QAnon comes to my mind. Maybe we shouldn't go into that, but we just watched the series of the who it might be.
Q Into the Storm, it's called. Was it 6-part series or something?
And some of the people behind, I mean, not all of them, but some really look like a serial killer.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say that, but it's like...
Why are you sorry to say that?
Yeah, I mean, I just...
true.
Yeah,
and then they sound so lovely. They're like, they have these like lovely gruff voices. You know, something for the ladies is what I understand, right?
Well,
back me up here, Zio.
I'm not really sure.
Why do you look like you're afraid to like be near this person?
No, it's just, I mean, I guess some of the women have some stories, of course, with some so-called bad guys as well. But then after a while, you would tend to recognize the traits that you just don't want in your life, even if it looks attractive by nature. But nope. So yeah, delicate balance is good.
Yeah. You gotta watch out for people who are like losing their hair. I hear like a little bit of thinning hair on top like this. It's like no go.
Yeah,
it's like a killer written all over that shit.
Yeah, and a little bit of serial killer look when you look straight into someone's eyes. Like,
again, I don't understand why you're making these baseless accusations, Slaygon.
More like observations, I think.
Well, I guess both of you.
You're lucky that Australia is so far away, Slaygon. Otherwise, I give you a hug so fast.
Yeah, and they tend to say, by the way, that if you have some hair loss earlier than expected, then you have high testosterone levels. So you guys are doing great on that department, I guess.
I should feel that's a compliment, but I
don't understand.
I think as long as the almost bald style looks okay on someone, you are covered and fine. And I think as a man, that's not a... That's
if you're bald, you're not covered.
Well...
So. That's kind
it reminds me, though, there are just some times where it's like hard to like. I love that I saw the super wholesome thread on Reddit where this guy was asking, "How can I make like if I'm alone on the street at night, which you are, you know, sometimes you're just out walking." And he was like, "If there's a lady there, how can I make her feel safer or better if we're walking in the same direction? Like, what do I do?" Right?
Hi, I'm not here to kill you.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. If you say that, that's probably not actually going to help very much to be like, "Oh, excuse me, lady, I'm not murdering you." Just, you know. And someone gave like great advice. Someone was like, if you can, cross the street. Like if you're on the same side as the lady, go to the other side, even though you're walking the same direction. Or take out your phone and pretend that you're on a phone call with your mom or something. And I'm like, that's actually great, really like innocent advice.
Yeah, don't use your headphone for that. Headphones, because then you really look like a psycho talking to yourself.
Yeah, Mom, I'm behind her right now. I'll be home soon. You know, it's more like I see the conundrum, because you can't really approach the lady and be like, hey, I'm a good guy, right? Because who would say that?
Trust me, I don't want to kill you.
Yes. So I really thought it was
Yeah, you cannot really come up with everything, because if you say that I'm a bad guy, that's the same impact. So there's no good thing that you can say, really.
No. But it was like, I think it is good advice to be like, if you're on the same sidewalk, cross to the other one, so you're not just behind her, or whip out your phone and talk, like, let her, something. I can see how, you can have a bad conversation too, but I don't know. I like the idea of like giving her awareness, because I think hearing footsteps of a dude a couple feet behind you without anything else is probably the scary bit.
Yeah.
I guess, unless you are a UFC fighter woman, right, Slaygon?
Yeah, there's been a couple.
Probably you are not afraid that much.
There's been a couple that have been robbed or attempted robbery, and turns out that, that might have been the wrong person to rob. Kick their asses to hell and back.
I like the idea of them whooping their asses, those that deserve it.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I'm up for that, really. I mean, it's...
I was just going to ask, has this happened like locally? Is this in Sweden that an MMA fighter lady was like accosted by some dudes?
No, there was the most recent one, I think, was a Brazilian MMA fighter. So she was in like Rio or whatever, somewhere in South America, at least like her hometown. And it was late night, and some dude came up and wanted to rob her. Yeah, that didn't go too well. They kind of it was caught on film and everything, and he was carried away on a stretcher. And
she's like, "Yeah, finally, here we go.
Yeah, finally got some use for this shit."
Bishop said, happened to me, lol. I had an earpiece in riding the bike, talking on the phone. Another cyclist stopped at the same traffic light and thought I talked to them. I had to explain to the other side on the phone what happened. Their face turned red, lol.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zido there would do it. Good evening. I'm just a perfectly normal guy. Have a nice day.
Exactly. That again, mwah, chef's kiss. If that doesn't calm down the lady, I don't know what will. It's like, I'm not carrying any weapons. Just look under my trench coat. See, nothing. Just skin and bones. Nothing to worry about.
But I think it's a really decent thing if a man thinks of that he wants the female to feel safe on the street while he's walking behind her. I haven't heard that like from many people yet, that we need to make an attempt like that. It's it's like, I don't know what is the boundary of being overprotective, right? Because it's the same way it's like in an ideal world you wouldn't need that at all. But
yeah, in an ideal world, of course, but we don't live in one.
Yeah, I know.
But that's where it's nice, right? Because it takes nothing. It's one of those great cases, in my opinion, where if you have the excess energy to do something like that, it doesn't take anything away from you. Like, I wouldn't feel... I've definitely been in situations where it's been me and one other person, and being 6'6" means that, you are much taller than other people, and I've totally noticed someone's step quicken or kind of just scurry more. And of course, I hurried after them to tell them that I was all right. I was like, "No, wait, come back."
I'm a good guy.
Exactly. I would slow down, or I would maybe take a slightly different path. I'd be like, "Look, I get it. It's not Because what are they going to do, right? It's equally awkward if they turn around and is like, you're not going to murder me, are you?
Exactly.
Like,
what? I thought about it, but I decided not to today.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it is already like 10.
Yeah,
so,
I can't.
See you next time.
Yeah, it's too much of a hassle. All the cleanup, nah, not today.
I have a story. I realized when I moved to the capital of Hungary when I was like 21 years old.
You mean Poland?
Yes, right. Cheers, boss. So when I moved to the capital and I rented my first room because it wasn't an apartment, it was in the middle of an outer district, but you from the railway station you needed to go when you went from behind direction, you needed to go through a little bit of a dark place with trees and all of that. And once it happened that I kind of noticed, it was a rainy day, that it was dark already, evening, and someone was coming after me, about, I don't know, 20 meters, 30 meters. And when I have quickened my pace, he also started to walk quicker. I was already in my head, in a pumping up myself, shouting mood, preparing my umbrella, if anything happens, I'm not going to be the one who is afraid.
I'm not going quietly into the night.
He was very, very close, and I was just all of a sudden looking at him, and he was with a very quick pace walking next to me, looked at me, and, "Are you stupid?" And then he walked away.
Did he say that?
Yeah, like he saw that I'm actually quickening my pace, because also he did, and he's like, "Are you stupid?" And then walked past by, and I was like, okay, if he didn't do this on purpose, I have no idea why he did that.
It seems like he has no idea what it would be like to be in the same situation himself.
Yeah, it was kind of scary, because this was a place where no one was around really, so that was like a 5-10 minutes walk through a little bit of a tree and the grass part, and it was like, okay, no, it cannot happen. I'm prepared. I'm so prepared.
I don't know you. I have no idea who you are.
That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I
he
should.
wasn't coming for that.
Yeah.
Too bad I'm not 6 feet tall. I'm too small for that shit.
Yeah. Pete has a question. Do short guys tend to hassle you? He asks Gazoo and me. Most people are wary of me at 6'3", but a few angry short guys seem to need to challenge me. Yes, it's always the short guys. It's like the taller guys or equal length. They don't care. They don't generally kind of find a reason to try to hassle me or anything. But it's always the short guys for some reason. I don't know why. It's weird.
Yeah, that and also in clubs, because you just stand out over the crowd, I find that's also either you get, I think I've mentioned before that people either think that you're the drug dealer, they're like, oh, you stand out, so clearly you must be dealing drugs, or they want to, I've also had medium people just basically bug you. It goes both ways, because you also get bugged by not idiots. There are definitely people who are just like, hey, you're tall, and really, am I?
I had not noticed.
Yes, exactly. I just want to say we really also should just pay heed to the low-key compliment that LP Chip just played you, Ziona, that he's 21? Did that happen last week?
Thank you. Oh God, the whole generation has grown up since. Okay, well, I think it's time to play something. What do you think, guys?
I think so, yes.
And talking about LP Chip, it's LP Chip's song that we are going to play, because Vlinder, I think it's Vlinder who is with us, but right now she is anonymous with VA7 as a nickname. So she wants to hear Magic Johnson's Basketball from LP Chip, since it's been a while. Lovely, funky stuff, and the end kick.
Yeah.
There we go again.
Quite nice, I say.
I say too.
Me too, me three.
Oh yeah, Zido said what a horrible song, probably because of the animation that you put.
Oh, it
sorry,
wasn't.
Zido,
It wasn't that one. No.
No, it wasn't. Oh.
No.
Why,
It
someone
needs to be
dissing the animations?
No,
is
it's Zido has a problem with the animation that we have when the waveform
This
is
one.
in focus.
With this one.
Yeah. He goes crazy when he sees that. And by the way, he added that what a horrible song, it needs to be at least twice as long. Yeah, it was short, definitely. Confirmed.
It was part of a compo, so that's the reason it wasn't longer.
Well, you know that. The compo happened last year.
Yeah, I don't remember every song, which compo they were in. Jeez. I'm sorry, Ziduder, yes.
Completely off the handle, Ziona. Calm down.
Oh, I'm so calm. Don't I look like? Yeah. Are you
You're
stupid?
not calm enough. This is probably a bit too late. I wanted to just give a short shout out to people listening in from like a different channel, Nikki and Una, but they're probably not listening anymore. Maybe they'll be back. Here's
Oh.
hoping.
How many? We are on the regular channels right now, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm here, so they see me and they run away.
Aww.
Look, as I wrote before in the channel, it's self-deprecation comes in like gallons. It doesn't come in any smaller supply from Danish people. It's like,
Oh, is that
I
a
don't know.
Danish thing?
yes, very. There is a real thing called like Janteloven, which was a book I believe from the
Jantelagen?
70s, or maybe something like that. It's
God.
like have you heard of tall poppy syndrome?
No.
So that's what they call it kind of down here, which is the sentiment is basically don't think you're too good. Like don't come here and think that you're better than other people. And that's sort of this book was about Danish society called Janteloven and became sort of, just I don't know how to call it, but like it became a big cultural phenomenon in Danish society, and everyone pretty much agreed that most Danish people are like, you shouldn't like be too uppity about how awesome you are. So self-deprecation is a big thing of that.
We adopted that whole mentality in Sweden. So we call it Jantelagen here as well.
It's exactly the same.
It's the same source. So yeah.
But I didn't know that it means self-deprecation by the days.
It doesn't.
Because it means modesty in Swedish, I think.
No. It's don't put yourself above others, essentially.
Yeah, that's modesty.
So, it's not self-deprecation as such.
No, but how Gazoo acts, it's like I didn't know it's self-deprecation.
Yeah, it's like Jantelagen on steroids.
So how is it in Norwegian then? Guys, you need to tell me how is it in Norwegian, because then it needs to be there as well. Now I want...
Jantelagen or something?
Yeah, Hurden.
And in Finnish, it's like Jinti Finti or something.
Jinti Finti, yes, exactly. How did you know?
It's I exhaust. It's my dad used to make this joke. It's like I'll exhaust my Finnish supply by saying 2 cabs. Gaksi daksi. That's all you need to know how to say.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Iksi kaksi taksi.
Exactly. I'd say it's a very low set of scenarios where that phrase is applicable, but
Ziduder added, we adopted that in the Ziduder household also. We call it low expectations means not being disappointed.
That sounds like another phrasing here I've heard and I love that goes, you get what you get and you don't get upset.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Although in general, I think the US mentality is the opposite. You're the best, you're the best, you're the best.
Oh yeah, you get what you get, and then you get the manager because that's not good enough. You need more.
And you get the manager is I'm associating to the UK because I heard a lot of suing stories. So it's like you can sue people for anything there, basically, if they are providing a service. So
yeah, I guess the US is even worse with that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I feel there's like a slow cultural shift. Maybe just here. Here, I noticed, for example, the two big supermarkets are Woolies and Coles, and one of them recently now put like posters all over where it says you can no longer exchange an item you bought just because you don't want it anymore. Like that those days are now gone. If you want it to be returned, it either has to be broken or something else. Like you can't just say I changed my mind.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, in a store buy, I understand because you have an opportunity to check it out and probably try it on. But internet shopping, that's a different story.
Oh, I guess
Yeah.
Because you need to
Definitely.
You need to know how it looks, and you really cannot check it. Like it doesn't matter how great it looks on a model, it won't
And
look the same.
Isn't it like the restocking fee? That's usually what they do here. They're like, we can take the thing back, but then, well, that's mostly hardware. But I think with clothing, you're right. Like they have to be pretty generous with how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I guess it also depends on products because we tried with an HD. I think there was some. It was a bit slow. And first Slaygon told me that they have a replacement policy for months, but then after 3 months or something, they didn't really take it back. So that was like, I didn't check them up properly. But
which one?
The blue Western Digital that I bought earlier. Yeah. And it was, the only problem was that it was a bit slow, and I read the reviews after I bought it, actually, which didn't really promise many good things, but then I kind of kept it as a backup something. So
yeah, even if it's slow, it still stores data. So
it can be slow if it's stable. I'm fine with that. Let's not lose
For
data.
some reason, when you said HD, I thought it was like we bought a high definition, and I wasn't happy with it.
Yeah,
I was like, wait, what?
I look like shit on this high definition thing.
Yeah, I mean, I should have said hard drive, right? But it's HD, so yeah. So it was.
You can say SSD instead of solid state drive, but HD not so much.
Yeah, I know. I just
but
get
in Swedish you do, right? HD, or isn't that like this? Yeah, exactly. That's also why.
Yeah, but it would be HDD, but then I don't say hard disk drive. I bought a hard disk drive. So how does it sound like? So either HDD or hard drive, I guess.
Yep.
ADD.
ADSD.
Again, another thing you can buy and be upset by, and then be like, take this back. I'm not having this ADD.
Yeah. Why can't I return my ADD?
I feel like we should have at least one more song before I start playing around with this thing I'm going to showcase.
That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, okay.
We're about an hour in now. Wow, that went fast.
Oh, yeah, I barely noticed. And
I thought we were like half an hour in or something, but okay. Interesting.
Yeah. And if this is the case, and we will have a showcase here, just a moment. I need to do something
Just a moment,
because we have an exclusive ready-made song, and
ready-made. Wow.
Yeah, that's
so you baked it and it's ready to go.
Prepared this at home.
Yeah.
The thing is that it was an exclusive work in progress 2 days ago, and it became an exclusive ready song right now. So don't laugh. This is the case. I just need to find the proper directory to put it in.
This is the case.
Oh God.
Yeah, welcome to my life. So.
Oh, I feel your pain. I listen to the shows. Every time
Sympathy points there.
He is a great guy.
Just has really lousy humor.
Yep. So anyway, Berserk has finished the song. That was a work in progress not that long ago, and we
finally.
Finally, yeah.
Yeah, it took
Finally,
time
took 2 days, yeah.
Yeah, it took all of 2 days. Jeez.
Yep, and yeah, prepared for the best because it was a medley kind of thing. It looked like a medley, sounded like a medley kind of thing 2 days ago, and it's going to be extensive experience, I think. So here comes the Cube and Berserk.
Yeah, alright. Move your feet like this. Let's do it like this. Yeah, alright. Move your feet like this. Let's do it like this. Yeah, alright. Move your feet like this. Let's do it like this. Yeah, alright. Move your feet like this. Let's do it like this. Yeah, alright. Move your feet like this. Let's do it like this. Yeah, alright. Move your feet like this. Let's do it like this. Yeah, alright. Move your feet like this. Let's do it like this. Yeah, alright. Move your feet like this. Let's do it like this. Yeah, alright. Move your feet like this. Let's do it like this. Yeah, alright. Move your feet like this. Let's do it like this. Yeah, alright. Move your feet like this. Let's do it like this. Yeah, alright. Move your feet like this.
Not
No.
10 seconds.
Okay, less than 10 seconds. Okay.
Far less.
3.
My script. What do I say? Where do I look? Help!
And I need to correct myself. Berserk is in such a productive state right now that this was a completely different song than the work in progress that he sent in 2 days ago. So sorry about that. I thought that this would be the one that he sends over, but did not have time to listen in. So I realized that no, that's not the same song, and he is going on.
I thought that. He's really been working on that.
He really reworked the whole thing. So very nice job there.
Yeah.
Looking forward to see all those things on Akio.
Yeah, and as you could see on the video streams, it was very chair danceable.
Chair dancing is always good.
Lyrics pretty easy to remember as well. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my dad's favorite from lyrics perspective was from the 90s Ecuador, because that was so easy to remember by the lyrics.
There was like this, I'm sure it's been done in other ways, but like a German comedian who made a joke song, and there's like, what can you rhyme with Ecuador? And you can rhyme a lot of things like conquistador and elevator, and all that. He just goes on and on and on. It's quite funny. People are, I'm being made fun of because I'm not pixelated enough. Look, I would also bleep me if I could.
But that's saved for the OnlyFans page.
Exactly.
Aww. They are the only ones that can see you pixelated.
Exactly. You're doing something novel over there. You're doing the opposite of what you're supposed to.
8-bit porn, yeah.
Onlypixels.com.
And we don't agree. I think it's great to see him while he is talking. So, not stalking, talking.
Someone say stalking?
Well, I wonder. I think a few people probably do.
So is this where I endlessly plug what I've built, Slaygon, or have we gotten to that point?
Yeah, I think we have arrived at that moment.
Shameless self-promotion.
Yes. So let's see if we can.
In that case, I need to move that over here, and then I need to share my screen, don't I?
Yes, I think that is how we practiced it.
Let me know when I need to switch off the bed.
Hang on.
Shortly, you will see when you need to switch it off.
There we go.
Oops.
Let's see.
Yep. Switched off.
Ta-da!
Ooh.
So hopefully, I can no longer see, but I presume you guys can see me wiggle this window and wiggle this other window. All right.
We do not see the title of the other window. So that is where the cropping happens, kind of.
Right. Well, then I'll stick with without moving these around too much. Yeah. Well, let me. Yeah. So for those, I guess it helps probably give it a little bit of context and say for those who are not in the know, this is some software I've been building for a while. You may guess that it's called Plan Mix Play. Bit of a reach, but I'll give you that one. And really, the point of this software is to be able to do sort of live performances with it. And what Slaygon and Ziona has graciously allowed me to do is to just give a brief demo of some of the things. And this software is, it's actually 8.8 is ready for download now if you have Windows. I think 8.9 is already on the server. I just need to flick a little switch.
And the server is planmixplay.com, I presume?
Yes, correct. Thanks for filling that. Exactly. You go to www.planmixplay.com, and I should probably pop that somewhere in the chat. And really, it's designed to be pretty simple. You'll notice that it's kind of has this timeline interface look. There's a WAV file with the Macke's greatest hits, or Macke in Swedish, Glider Rider. So you can sort of zoom in, zoom out, and put as many of these things as you want. I figured I'll start simple by showing that you have this one tab up top, which is your audio and video stuff. This is a typical kind of folder browser. You basically just have your folders, your songs, and you can go into, in my case, for example, lyrics clean, because I wanted to show some of the lyric stuff that I've been working on. And then you have all these songs.
Could you drop something from like Explorer straight in here, or do you need to use the in?
No,
okay.
Unfortunately not. You have to use it within this context for now.
Okay.
But you can just kind of, as you can see, drag it in willy-nilly. I'm obviously not going to play any of this because of, if there was one song I wish I could play just to show how good the lyric timing has become, it would be Snow Informer. But I'm pretty sure, we get executed on site. Is that not what happens if we play like licensed music, Slaygon?
That is exactly what happens, yes.
So instead, it allows me to show the amazing new feature of remove a song, which is basically picking it up and dragging it near the edge, and you'll see it gets a bit red, and when you then drop it, it goes away. So we don't need to be executed today, fortunately.
That is a preferred state, I would say.
Exactly. And we're going to do a bit of fan pandering before we get to the audio. I recall someone talking about pixelation again and again and again. So you'll notice we have this visualizer tab, which is basically generators of various types of art. Right now I have this cool tunnel visualizer. We could also shift over and do the neon grid instead. You'll notice we have a few things to play with. But in addition to these generators, can also pick a modifier like the pixelate one. And that did not work at all. It just went in the corner. So clearly a bit of work still needs to be done here. I'm actually surprised that happened. That worked last time. It is supposed to pixelate what we're seeing, but instead it's decided just to make it in the corner. Not sure why that's happening, to be honest. Can we blur it? Yes, we can. Perfect. Nailed it. This was what I was intending to do. I really don't know why this filter is not working as intended. Anyway, but why don't we play a bit of Glider Rider, and we can see I can play around a bit with this while it's playing. I know the sound is a bit wonky, so we won't play too much of it. Hang on.
Okay.
So I will start, and then I'll pipe.
And the sound is not wonky because of the software. It's how we have set things up here with the streaming and whatnot.
Yeah, that's a very good... actually, before we get started, I want to pander a bit. I'm not just pandering to the Pixel crowd. I wanted to pander to you as well, Slaygon.
Ooh.
So before we get started, I'm going to drag this logo visualizer in here, and I'm going to hit F9 to get a few things on top. And then Slaygon will totally not see me choose this logo. And once again, it sort of crops. I'm going to have to look at that. Oh, perfect. This is exactly what I was hoping.
I think the demonstration is over.
Nobody saw that. That was all intended. Let's just go straight back to where we were. Let's try this one more time. Yeah, so I think that's a good example of a work in progress. Let's try this again. Let's put Make in there. And let me try to do this gratuitous thing without having that other thing here and see if I can make this work. Choose Slay Radio logo, and then we do this. Ooh.
Nice.
Let's put, and it gets better. So we'll put the tunnel under that. So you'll kind of notice that they stack. So that's a good feature to show as well. So notice how the logo is on top of the tunnel. If I pick up the tunnel, drop it over the logo goes away because now logo is under the tunnel. And then we'll want it to start rotating. And finally, let's put it in the corner. Now look at that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Smooth.
And we can make a transition to the top. Maybe pixelate will work now. Shall we risk it?
Yeah. Go for it.
Let's risk it. Yeah, perfect. Nothing at all. That's what I like to see. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm going to have to investigate that. So let's just leave that be, and let's see if I can at least get a bit of audio going here. So you're not going to hear something initially, and then I'll pipe it through to you, and I don't know, probably talk over it and tell me you hear something. That's probably the best way to do this, Slaygon.
Yeah, sure. I don't know what to say.
Actually... I need to make sure that it is the right output, which should be this.
You have quite a few.
Yeah, it's the voice meter thing. Adds a lot of inputs and outputs.
Yep, we hear music.
Yeah. And yeah, like mentioned earlier, this is not what the software sounds like. And actually, I think we're hearing the music through loudspeakers and the microphone some weird way.
Hang on.
Nice microphone, though.
Yeah.
For London is all to the eye. We're free from reality. We are the ones you cannot see. Keep on gaining altitude, higher and higher, me and you, until the earth is perfect to die. Until each other is all we've got. Got a rider in the sky. Take me with you for a while. Life is so hard to live down here. Take me with you way up there. Got a rider in the sky. Take me with you for a while. Life is so hard to live down here. Take me with you way up there.
So I'm just gonna undo that audio there. Hopefully you guys can still hear me.
Yep.
Yep.
Perfectly. Shargo has a point here that note that lyric timing is automated. So could you explain how that works? You basically have paste in the lyrics in some text box somewhere, and then the system takes care of it with the timing itself, or how does that work?
Yes, so that's a really good question from Shargo. Thank you, Shargo. Which is that yes, indeed. So the lyrics are basically auto aligned. So that what that basically means is you don't have to. You do not have to go through the trouble. Can you guys? Yeah, you're hearing me still.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yep.
You don't have to go through the trouble of like making sure that every word is highlighted at the right time in the song. All of that is completely automated with a model. It is only partially integrated into Planmix Play, so you can't just drop in an MP3 file and expect that that works. But I have made a tool available that helps manage that in Python. You will have to download a model to do that, but I'm working on basically making that process more painless. So yes, with this setup, it's quite painless to create the sort of lyric, lyric videos. I even have a demo up on YouTube right now, which is all completely auto-generated. At no point did anyone, including myself, go in and tweak the words and be like, this one should actually start here and this should stop here. So thanks, Shargo, for that. Yep. And I think the only thing left to say before, boring people is to say that because it's all dynamically generated, you might have noticed that I was playing around quite a bit with the tube. In fact, yeah, exactly. You can sort of choose which angle. You can automate it, rotating, things like that. Change it from this weird cycloid to more of a circle thing. Change the color of the spectrum analyzer. Like the whole point is to make this set of elements that you can stack together as varied as possible to make an interesting show.
Could you output the visualizations to a separate monitor?
Absolutely. All you do is take this window and drag it to whatever monitor you want and then make it full screen there. Okay. So that's pretty straightforward. I'm hoping let me actually change this to hopefully do speakers somewhere else, because then I can play this Oh, now it came out of those speakers, so you can hear that. Let's not do that. I'm basically trying to just pipe them somewhere where I can't hear them. Yeah, let's try my screen. Pretty sure my screen doesn't have any speakers. Perfect. So this is just to show some of the early visualizers I've been working on. Like, this is a pretty stock standard one, but even this one comes with like a series of tweaks and debug stuff that you can, play around with, make these what do we call them? Squares. These rectangles really thick, space them out, make the radius small, maybe give it like a background clay so it doesn't look completely dark. That's probably a bit more interesting to look at with a gray background. And yeah, the whole point is to basically make all of this more flexible and available. And the keen eye observer may have noticed that for some of these things I drag out, we have these icons here. And the point basically is that for the properties over here that I've determined to be, I guess, valuable enough or important enough for users, you can schedule that out as part of like a show or a song. So you can, for example, go, oh, well, if I'm playing this song and Mackes Glider Rider has a bit of downtime here, I want this blurriness to sort of drop off sharply and then come back up as the song like continues. So you'll notice as we get to this bit, if I skip a bit ahead, here the blurriness like basically goes completely away.
Cool.
Now it's just pretty stock standard stuff, and as soon as we get to this other side, it'll pick up. But I'm way too impatient, so we'll just set it at max right now. There we go. Perfect. Blown out. And the same goes for actually a better example for Mackes Glider Rider would be the speed thing, to be like, oh, if there's a bit of down period, because this song is very like so you'd maybe have a part where you slowed it right down. See, that's almost too fast, so let's make it even slower. So you'd have it move like real slow, and then you'd kick it up again at some point.
Could you use information from the song, like the BPM or something, and connect it to automation like that?
So you cannot currently, but that is a good idea. It all depends on, because I guess it depends on, most songs tend to keep their BPM pretty stable throughout, but of course someone might want to say, well, that's fine, I still just want this visualizer to change based on whatever song I'm playing. Yeah. And yes, that could totally be a thing. In fact, I think I already do BPM detection currently. I would also want, while people are using it to do a show, to maybe show what they're doing. So there is even, now a lot of things are broken, so I'm not gonna promise this one works. But this sort of works. You can see that this is just showing the actual interface itself again. So you don't have to bother with, screen sharing this to show what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And most people who see my show will be very familiar with this guy over here, having seen that one already. So that's actually the one I explicitly use. And instead of this sort of draw thing down here that determines one property, this visualizer has like start and stop points in time. So you can drag this out and say like, oh, I actually want the show to start here, get rid of that guy, and then the show is ending here. So this should hopefully trigger some typing when it crosses over this line. So you have these sort of events, as you can see, coming in here, writing out stuff. So yeah, all visualizers basically either features these event triggers or levels, as I call them. These gray guys would be levels, and the purple ones would be these event triggers.
Nice. LP Chip has a good question for you. Can you save a song and visuals to a preset or file so you can prepare it pre-show and you just drag it in?
Yes, you can. So, well, what you can do currently is you have a single-use saving of the mix map, and I'm pretty sure if I click the button right now, I'll once again showcase the very high-quality crash feature that Plamix Play has as well.
Yeah, I really like that.
Save functionality. Yeah, it's pretty sweet, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very unusual.
There is actually, I can show one other thing, which again may not work, but let's give it a try. Let's take something very clear. Actually, let's get rid of this neon grid for now. So I'm just going to go over here and get rid of you. We'll leave the C64 visualizer and we'll get rid of the song. And then we'll want, that's kind of boring. Let's put in the neon grid. So let's get rid of those. So now we only have two visual elements. We have the neon grid below and we have the visualizer here. So it's to make a show seamless. Of course, you don't really want to lift and drop these things as you're working. What you kind of want to do is be able to set up transitions as well, and you'll notice that that's what this fourth tab is all about. So again, let's see if this happens to work. I've set it up to work with just one model, but the idea is that you can have a triggered event. These icons are placeholders. They won't mean much to you, but hopefully they will as you start using it. So let's see what happens when this trigger triggers.
Can you zoom in and out of the interface? Also LP Chief's question.
Yes, so the timeline allows you to pretty seamlessly zoom in and out. It's visually not so clear for these bars here, but if I were to put a song in, you'll see that you zoom in on the waveform, and these time stamps up here get smaller and bigger as you zoom in and out. Also an excellent question. So you'll notice as I passed over this trigger, this logo came in, and basically it's a cue to say, at this point, I want the logo of my show to show up. And when you then do this exit, it should, if it works, hopefully transition into another scene.
Cool.
Yeah.
Ooh,
so,
nice.
Not entirely seamless yet, but you get the idea, right? Like the idea is to sort of, and this could communicate a bit better. In an ideal world, this particular element would show, hey, I'm transitioning from this guy here to this guy down here. But it is a work in progress. Like, I just feel it's definitely gotten to the point now where the pixelate works perfectly, as you can see, but the blur definitely works, and there's a lot to play around with. So, yeah, I suppose the other thing to say, barring more questions, is feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. But more importantly, download the software and play around with it, and tell me what you think. It's being worked on still.
And also a good question, is vertical zoom possible? Like not only horizontally, but vertically?
Yes, it is. So also, I guess it's worth noting that often I work, this is intended for a touch screen. So with that, you'd of course place your fingers on it. But because most people don't have necessary touch screen, if you click in the middle mouse button, you'll see it says scroll wheel zoom set to vertical, and then you scroll up and down. That has a little bit of jank. You'll see as you zoom a lot, it kind of jumps a bit, but yes, you can get that vertical zoom going as well. If you want, if you really want to look closely on the waveforms, you can totally do that.
How much can you zoom out? So how small can you make those?
Well, let's try. So let's see. Keep zooming out. Keep zooming out.
Vertically, I mean.
About this small.
Okay.
So
as you can see, the icons don't currently scale particularly properly. This brings into another thing I haven't commented on. People might wonder, what the hell are these blue things at the end? Well, they're meant to extend and like minimize elements.
Yeah, like handles. Whee!
Exactly.
Meanwhile,
that's not. I'm not surprised that happens still, because basically it's simple stuff like you pull, say, this guy out, you put a bunch of triggers, and my guess is if you minimize this to the point where the triggers maybe aren't inside or something, yeah, it seems to handle this, but obviously it shouldn't show stuff like that. Like this is the sort of stuff I'm still working on. But the point is, of course, anyone who starts using it. I guess it's also worth mentioning there is a Discord that I should probably link to. Shargo has already been very kind enough to link to it, and I'm pretty available in there and trying to fix, like, it would be pretty high priority for anyone who says, if I drag this in and do these very reproducible things, it explodes. I would definitely attend to that.
Nice. And I wanted to ask you about the font that you have chosen for the. I would I would definitely call it like karaoke visualizer. No, I just wanted to ask if there is any decision behind that, or is it a work in progress? Because it looks cool, but the readability of it is probably not the most optimal.
You mean for the lyrics?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's basically because I wanted it to go with. I felt if we look at the tunnel, it has a very, actually, let's put that under the logo. It has a very like polygonal look to it. Hopefully you'll agree. Actually, let's get that logo out of the way so you can see that a bit better. Yeah, I found that it looks a bit polygonal, and thus I wanted the text to be like similarly like not I really shouldn't say ugly, just like low, like low poly.
Yeah, it certainly fits actually from that perspective. So I understand.
And there is one other thing I think that's worth
she
speaking
understands,
to, and that's
but doesn't accept.
Oh, come on. I did not say that.
No, I feel I was kind enough to fill it in for you.
Oh, you are so kind. Thank you.
The one thing I also want to say, this doesn't mean necessarily, this doesn't mean a lot, I think, necessarily to the average listener, but the fact that all of this is programmed in C++ means that while it does occasionally have its crashes, it should run on a fair bit of hardware. Like, it's definitely not optimized, but I've seen a lot of VJ software out there that's basically built into I don't know, like it just is built on a foundation that is a lot more demanding. And this software is definitely intended to try to not sort of, bog your machine down.
And what's your...
I even forgot.
Sorry? Yeah, sorry, go on.
There's one last feature I completely forgot because I actually used this in my last one. You can also do video if you want, because that's kind of a big thing, I would say, with doing visuals. So I prepared I prepared just one or two in here video. So this is from my old show, because you guys we're hosting this together. Take your pick. What Commodore 64 game would you like to see a bit of?
Crazy Comets.
Ghosts and
Crazy
Goblins.
Comets it is. Well, we can do both.
Okay.
Clearly I don't have a lot of Ghosts and Goblins. So already there is another issue with it currently is it does not like just being dragged into the video, but as you can see when it pops in, this is me doing a terrible job of playing Crazy Comets. I basically think I get my ass handed to me again and again and again. Either that or I was so self-conscious that I deleted that video and took another... Nope, there we go. Bang. And just to satisfy, the thing is, just to show a bug that I know is there, like you can totally jump and you'll see this little preview window, work as intended. But if you start outside of the video and skip into it and have the playback running, it doesn't actually start the video properly. So we can see that with Ghosts and Goblins. If I jump in here, it just kind of stays like a single frame. It needs to sort of cross this threshold, and that is a known bug that I'm working on, or a feature. If I never fix it, it's a feature. But I like that this is part of it as well, because the whole point is, of course, to make it easy, right? Like the point is to be like, I want that video there, and I want this song here, and that song there, and you can sort of space all of it out. Like I've definitely done shows where after you're done with your show, you basically just see this whole sort of complete set of songs that you've worked your way through as the show has progressed.
Nice.
And that lets you do some pretty cool things. Like with my Commodore 64 visualizer, the credit end sequence, shows every single song I played, could even show how much percent you played of each of them, stuff like that. Allows you to do a lot of cool stuff.
That's very nice.
And what's your long-term goal with the software?
Get rich.
What did you say? What's my what called?
Long-term goal.
I would say I would probably love if it could actually provide some cool new performance capabilities, because I'm not aware of any software that sort of tries to mesh this sort of timeline into a live show. Usually when I see VJ software, it's all very like stack based. So it's kind of like stack several visualizers on top and then trigger and move back and forth between them. So the long-term goal is to build a user base that is interested in using it and hopefully can see some use for it. And I think when you look at it from like a streamer perspective, this whole sort of timeline build stuff together, I think has potential. But there's definitely a ways to go. So I think what I would probably do in addition to making these upcoming videos about, a short how-to video to put something interesting together, probably reach out to potential collaborators.
Zduder is asking, is it possible to stream video anywhere other than planmixplay.com?
No, that's the only website that can stream video.
Nice.
And LP Chip says, if I light a firecracker and wait a bit, it explodes. Now fix it. Huh? That's probably. Let's give that a try. We can go out with a bang. What do you say? Let's try and save the mix map and see what happens. Well, no, claims that it was saved.
Yeah. What kind of?
We can see what happens if I then delete this. Let's drag all this away and then let's click load. And I'm pretty sure it's not going to be too happy about that. Oh, if I can actually grab it when it's this thin. Oh no, some of it loaded. Yeah. Clearly, all of it didn't, but some of it did.
What kind of format is that text file? I was thinking that if it's possible to generate that automatically somehow.
Well, I suppose if someone were interested, let's have a look. Let's see what it is. There you go. Just write it out like this. I'm pretty. So I know that this is it's basically using boost serialization. I would be happy to support generating those if someone had an interest. Like if someone came to me and was like, I would like to do a show and I would like PMP to automatically like concatenate every single song I have in a folder. The easiest way to do that would probably be to auto-generate a save file. And I would be in favor or happy to help with that if that were an interesting thing for someone.
Yeah, I guess if you had the configuration of that text file in some sort of like JSON format or whatever, it would be pretty simple to generate.
Totally. And another option would be because it depends, because the frustrating thing about saving and loading is, I mean, when you're working on this sort of project alone, the key is always to hyper optimize, to be like, what can I build in a way that I don't have to build any more of it? Yeah. And serialization is a pretty big one, because even though you can get Boost to automatically serialize some of your stuff. In fact, maybe I should stop sharing so we can see my ugly mug again. I was going to say that even though Boost allows you to automatically take certain properties of an object that all objects share, as soon as you have unique properties for a new object, you kind of have to go in and add boilerplate code to say like, yep, this needs to be saved, this needs to be saved, this is a runtime thing, doesn't have to be saved, can just be generated. And I haven't found a clean way to avoid all that boilerplate code. So right now, every time I make a visualizer and I want to make sure that its state is properly saved when I click save, I pretty much have to go in and manually add something. And I think the only way to sidestep that would be to sort of integrate a scripting language instead and be like, all the settings and parameters are now script language based. And that means that I technically script the things that need to be properties for this visualizer. And I think that would be the way to go.
Yeah, I've heard Lua is a pretty nice language for embedding.
Totally, and I even know of games that make great use of it. Like if you're building, say, a dungeon crawler, or a sort of to call one of those very popular roguelikes where you just die and die again. You'll usually have game designers who sit and tweak all the things, like, oh, how much damage should this give? How much life should this orc have? All these things. And if you have to recompile your game every time you tweak all of these things, get ready for a very long development time. Yep. So they push all that into a script and it's much easier. Yeah.
Speaking of code, is it open source or will it be?
It's not, and possibly. It's the best answer I can give right now.
Yeah.
Nice. Ziduder said, I see your long-term goals there, Gazoo. Wink.
Look, I'll put it like this: the one of the main reasons for not saying yes to open source now is because it's Pandora's box. Once you've opened that, you can't unopen it anymore.
Yeah.
And I have read enough about open source projects to know that it's not it's not as if you just go open source and it floods in with capable, competent maintainers who all want to contribute positively. If anything, it's a whole nother community building exercise. So I would say the healthy way to put it is, let's focus on building a user community first, and then possibly a dev community second.
Yeah, and Zido, that was also my thought when you said that. So he added that was in reference to all video streams must go to planblixplay.com for your information. Yeah, that was my thought as well. You are gathering your own community, so to speak.
Yes, exactly. So it is now is the appropriate time to say, feel free to join on Discord or the YouTube channel if people are interested and want to use it or try it out.
Yeah, and the easiest way to find your way to those is by going to planmixplay.com, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me check. Is it easy to find? There are links.
Hopefully.
Yes. There are links. Yes. And instructional videos and everything.
Meanwhile, I'm wondering what the 51 listeners on our relays are doing right now.
This is just, what the hell are they talking about?
Because they obviously
the
don't see
audio people,
anything.
And when you click this thing and pull it over here, very, very good.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. We click what exactly?
So maybe we should give them a treat with a song.
I think that would be a great idea. It gives me an opportunity to breathe and have a quick bite.
Oh, good.
Sounds great.
Okay, you will have 5.5 minutes because we have FS with us who is listening to the show during tire change. Probably he finished since, we don't know yet, but he's changing his tires and he wants to hear Figzoid and Trust Magnificent Worlds of Commodore.
懐かしき遥かな記憶誰もが憧れる
Magnificent worlds of Commodore. How many worlds of Commodore can have? Oh, not words, worlds. Sorry. That was the title of the song. We are back.
We kind of are, sort of.
Kind of are? Excuse me. I have a coffee now.
3 people.
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
People.
We noticed.
Exactly.
We noticed we have some Danish salami in our fridge. Pepper salami
garlic and pepper.
Garlic. Yeah.
Like all good people who plug things, as soon as they've done the plug, they're like, "All right, guys, see you later." No, I was just gonna say, usually my show runs at about 2 hours, and given my somewhat weary sleep, I am probably not going to stick around for a huge amount of time. But I will say, I really hope to do another one of these because I really enjoy them. I think it's a much more dynamic show to have 3 people rather than just one insane dude ranting and raving.
Well, you're perfectly normal. You don't look like a serial killer at all.
No, thank you.
Again, this. And yeah, I just saw your question like in the chat as well, the same way. We have a plan? I mean, a final plan? We usually get used to 3 hours.
Yeah, I thought about it on the way down. I thought, wait a second. It's kind of getting late for Gazoo here. He's way past his bedtime.
Yeah, you are an early riser, right? An early going to sleep?
Yes,
Oh, God.
I'm a 7 o'clock, even 6:30 kind of guy. I know.
Oh, poor you.
Yes. Oh, man. I don't know how you people do it.
Yeah, me neither.
But yeah, maybe we should just play a couple more songs and call it a day or something. Or night, or whatever.
I mean, what would you say? Since you do 2 hours, we do 3 hours. We would settle with 2.5.
Yeah, so 25 minutes.
You have only 25 minutes.
I knew that bartering topic was going to come up. I think I'm probably leaning. I'm going to say. I'm going to put it one further and say, since you say 2:30 and I say 2, how about 2:15?
So yeah. Okay, 10 more minutes. That's perfect.
I feel like being on a marketplace. Okay.
Yeah, we have room for 2 more songs.
Yeah, let's do
Perfect.
that then. Of course, we will let you live and sleep. Thanks for the singing, anyway. Yeah.
You don't want to like dry me out on 1 second show. You really want to wring it out. So that's like it's going to work in your favor if you don't dry me out this round.
Noted.
LP Chip says, for the second song, play something like long, like Tetris, extra long, the full 17 minutes.
No. I have a good Knuckle Busters. Who did that like 11-minute remix of Knuckle Busters?
Marcel has done a full version of that,
man.
the whole 17 minutes or whatever that is, and I think Tetris is like 24 minutes. And Marcel has done a full version of that too for one of the albums.
Respect. Yeah, indeed. And
If that happens, my connection will get very flimsy here in Australia all of a sudden. Who could have predicted?
Shargo was asking, referring to the 7 a.m. Waking up probably, that's early. With my previous job, I had to leave home at 4:50, and I'm a night person. You didn't go to sleep, did you then?
Yeah. And it's like 4 o'clock for Z-Dude or something in the morning. Or
Oh my God.
Maybe 5 o'clock now.
I even appreciate even more that he is sticking with us then.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's
what
impressive.
an effort.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's much appreciated.
Yeah, at 1:34 he sent an image screenshot, 4:34 a.m. Insanity.
He's either a night owl or an early riser too. One of those. Your show
Makes me tired just thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's 6 now
Yeah.
in his time zone. 6 a.m. Oh my God.
Jeez.
Oh
You're
my-
insane.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for playing the visualizer that hurt your eyes. I will never do that again in the middle of the night.
In a sign of appreciation. Or he likes your shows that much. Oh.
Jeez.
And he's added that I get up at 4 a.m. to get to listen to Z-Duder doing a show.
Yeah, because he does the Wednesday, or Thursday morning, I guess it would be for us, after Boz's show usually. He does the 3 a.m. Show or whatever. Maybe it's 4 a.m. nowadays or something.
God, if we would be even remotely close to being awake at that hour, we would definitely stick around.
Yeah, I think that's about when we usually fall asleep.
No, actually, it depends.
Yeah, 2 or 3 or whatever.
2 or 3, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be stable, safe.
So speaking of songs,
Oh yes,
what are we
right.
playing next?
Let's get over with this thing.
We're-
Yeah, get it.
What's happening? It's
We're milking it a little bit.
oh yeah, he did this, and yeah, that's a very early time. That's very early getting up. Is it? Yes, very.
Okay. So, oh, poor guy. So, Sharko wants to hear Vincenzo and the Formata 15 years later. Yay, we are on air again.
Ding, ding.
I realized that we forgot to say that it's 10 seconds left.
I feel like Jaishes give it away. If there's a good Jaish at the end of a song, you know it's the end of the song.
Yep.
That is very, very true. Unless it's a kick or a hi-hat. A closed hi-hat.
That's not a Jaish.
Open or closed. I always mix them up, actually. And then I hear the difference. And then, that's the one. Anyway.
That's the one. And Segora joined us on Discord.
Just in time.
Yeah, just in time for the ending.
Just in time to see me unceremoniously wreck everyone's good time by saying I'm old and tired.
Oh.
And I have to go to bed.
Oh.
Such a shame.
Well, I'll actually join in on the going to bed. I'm going to take what we in Sweden call gubblur.
Gubblur?
Yes.
Old what?
Old man's kind of a nap.
Okay.
Old man nap. Gubblur.
I really miss that Swedish word gubbe. That's like such a good. That is It's one of those little pleasures of having multiple languages is knowing like the unique exclusive words that you only get in some of them, and gubbe is one of my favorite Swedish ones by far.
Mine is jordgubb.
Of course it is.
That's
because
also
you
a good
can
one.
eat it.
Yes. And this is where I go, it's been fun, guys. We've had a lot of fun. We've done a lot of good stuff.
Totally.
I appreciate you guys taking the time to make another collab.
Yeah, and thank you for the demonstration there. Really nice to see the progress you've made on that.
Yeah, indeed. There's a lot of potential.
My pleasure.
And I really need
Hopefully
to... and I really need to download the latest version and have a play around with the touchscreen, because I have a touchscreen laptop, 15-inch touchscreen laptop. Yeah. So
Please do, and let me know, because there's bound to be countless more bugs in the touch thing, because when I debug and try it out, it's obviously all mouse stuff, just because that's quicker.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to exploring the crash feature. It's going to be fun.
Oh, yes, that one in particular. See, that's why I'm not open sourcing it yet. It's very secret tech. I can't talk too much about it, but the lab boys have been working hard on that one.
I totally see Slaygon as one of the first on-air testers, like with the visualizations and stuff. So
Z-Duder has already done a show with the thing, so yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
And he's light on the PMP content. I thought it had like 30 minutes. Didn't I talk and talk and talk? I thought that like took forever.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm more than happy to showcase all the crashes again next time we work together.
Yep, we can schedule something. If it's not too late for you, old man.
And with that,
That was a good segue to towards the end.
exactly.
We are not young either, so that's fine.
But yeah, no, it's been great. I've had a great time as usual. It was awesome. Thank you guys for hosting, and thanks everyone in the chat for hanging out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice to see some activity here, even if it's a weird hour for a show. Board just joined us.
Just in time.
Good morgen, he says. Good morning.
Now we can ask him how is Jantelagen said in Norwegian.
Oh yeah, true.
Jontelogen.
Jantelagen.
Exactly.
Oh, anyway, like I'll chime in here with the thank yous and whatnot. Thank you very much for joining us and all of that. It's been good fun today, and yeah, I kind of felt it was a bit slow in the beginning because I hadn't quite woken up yet. But yeah, it was fun.
We'll just have to see if we can do another where you stay up till 2 p.m. and I get up at 4 a.m. One of those shows again.
How many people would be in the audience listening? That's also a good question.
And everyone just goes, nah, fuck that shit.
And Shargo is asking, lunch or garden work now? That is the question. Of course it's lunch. Garden work? It's Saturday. Anyway, we are already extending your time.
Yeah.
And so sorry about that. It's just great to have you here, you know.
And yes, great to have you on. Thank you very much. It's we need to do this more often.
Yep.
Yeah, it'd be great. I'd love that.
Yeah.
So who's playing us out?
I don't know who requested what.
Well, I thought that HDK, since he is so decent that he stays up until 4 a.m. to listen to Zidu's show as well, he deserves another request today. That would be the closing one. And that would be Mordi and Leo and Primary Star. So this is what we are going to say goodbye with. But first we need to say goodbye. So
yeah, we did, I think.
Yeah.
So I prepared a scroll that started at the top.
Anyway, yeah. I mean, big thank you for everyone for keeping up with us, either early in the afternoon or in the evening, wherever you are in the world, or early in the morning. In that matter, thank you, Zidu. That's awesome.
Very early. More like middle of the night.
Very much appreciated. And yeah, have a very good day, a good night, a good morning.
And afternoon.
And afternoon. And of course, we will be back at the usual Thursday time next week. And let's see when Gazoo is back with his own 2-hour show thing in the mornings. We don't know yet, but maybe it will happen at some point.
And tune in. If you don't tune in to Slaygon and Ziona's show, I will come and I'll touch you.
Oh.
Maybe now you gave people incentive not to tune in.
Then I just have to say that different. I'll say, I'll come over and I'll touch you a little.
Oh, that's better.
Now people will tune in.
Not cycle
It's all
at all.
delivery. No,
Yeah.
exactly.
That means you will touch us as well, because we definitely don't tune in to Ziona's and Slaygon's show.
No, we're completely tuned out. Ow, my ear.
Yeah, right. Okay. So, anyway, have a good night.
Have a good night.
Thank you for sticking with us. And yeah,
Thank you for hanging out.
see you around, everyone.
Have a good one. Have a
Bye.
nice continued weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
If you don't listen to Slay Radio, I'm gonna rip off your head and spit down your neck.